Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I got a shampoo bottle here I want to turn into a spaceship. Yep, I know, doesn't look like one, but yeah, pretty soon it will be. So, got to chop this little thing off here because that's not going to be in the spaceship. Because I don't want it to be. I want it to be smooth and round, just like this. Except, probably should have covered that little hole. But there's going to be a bubble in front of it. That was going to be a cockpit per my super detailed design. But decided to scrap that idea in favor of some kind of, I don't know, component camera system or virtual reality bloobity blue. Anywho, I really like these little coffee mate things, or I don't know what they're called, but they come on coffee cups from some coffee place my wife gets them from, and I steal them, and well, they're going to make really good supports for the landing gear. This thing's going to be underneath the bubble because it's got to cover that hole. But, and I have no idea where it came from. But, yeah, it took me a little while to figure out what kind of rockets I wanted. Some were too small, some were too big and skinny. Looked through all my stuff and I came up with these, which had some words I had to sand off that I wasn't crazy about. And I kept them pretty rough. It was easy enough to just dig some holes out with the old X-Acto. But, yeah, I kind of almost sliced my finger open with that a couple times, actually. But a little glue got them in. Decided that probably was not the easiest way to work it. And then I thought, yeah, baby, drill time. Screws are the way to go. And I think I'm going to keep using this method. What's funny is I actually came up with this idea before I did this. And then it dawned on me, oh yeah, there was that whole experiment I had in my head with the screws. Landing gear headphones, anybody? So yeah, here we are with these again. Gonna mount them on there. I wanted to make sure they were even, so I used the designated letters as a guide. I figured, their advertising guys probably wanted it to go straight, so this isn't that cheap dollar store shampoo stuff, so I figured it was probably on there pretty straight. Beads, tires, beads, landing gear, more beads, glue, more glue, landing gear. Yeah, they make really good tires, by the way. Big, round, bumpy tires. This came off a water pistol. You probably recognize it if you've ever owned a water pistol your entire life. I had to put some kind of support, which ended up just being this little rubber sleeve, probably from the headphones. It wasn't enough, and I ended up using some coffee stirs to make kind of like a little shock strut. You'll see it later. More wooden beads for wheels. I wasn't super careful when I cut those, but it's tiny. No one's really going to notice it. So that's all I wanted on there. Quick primer coat, and by the way, if you don't have a piece of metal you can hold stuff with while you paint it, get one. Just find some old metal rod somewhere. It just makes things so much easier. So if you look at the landing gear, I didn't like the way it was kind of squatty. I mean, it was sort of like one of those Japanese JDM cars, and I ended up turning them inside out to kind of make more sense later. And here you can see where that coffee stir strut came in. Had to glue, rip some glue off that was just a little bit thick and junky. Ended up taking a lot more sanding than I wanted it to. These are the hubcaps. Yeah, so I got these off of some plastic bits from some other little robot type things I had, but they made really nice little round moon eye hubcaps. Gave it that je ne sais quoi, chef's kiss, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so here's the what would I call this? I guess some kind of panel cluster. Okay, so paint didn't go as well as I wanted it to. You see here I start kind of starting, I have this really cool idea and it's going to be super clean, and I'm not going to have any I'm going to have these clean lines, and yeah, that didn't work out. I ended up I mean, I started off okay, but yeah, my airbrush took a dump on me, and first it started clogging, and then I unclogged it, and I ended up having to use a paintbrush because then the air pressure nozzle on my paintbrush just broke off. So it was all hand painting from here. Here's the brush. I mean, it didn't turn out too bad. I think what I really wanted in the end was for it to be a really nice, sharp, clean paint job, and what I ended up doing is just weathering the heck out of it. Yeah, I weathered it a lot. And I ended up changing the color. I wasn't crazy about the blue. I wanted more of an aquamarine. This kind of 50s Bel Air, Chevy Bel Air blue green, and that's what I'm mixing up here, which totally is the color I wanted. I applied that with a bunch of different coats. Here it is, pretty much finished, and that's it. I mean, that's all I wanted to do. It's kind of like I guess you'd call it. It kind of has the feel of like an alien El Camino, you know, like one of those really beat up, super used pickup trucks, except it's a spaceship. But yeah, this is what I wanted. This is it. This is my baby. Gonna make some more. See you soon, guys. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.